Welcome to Learnest. From bank exams to GMAT, the common test to clear is aptitude. So there are a lot of topics come under aptitude which we'll cover eventually. But today let's discuss about time and work, which is common set of problems typically asked in bank exams, SSC exams, ICET, MAT, CMAT, CAT and any written tests in IT placements. Of course, the difficulty level ranges from exam to exam, like from easy to medium in bank, PO, SSC and ICET exams, whereas medium to difficult in CMAT, MAT, CAT and GMAT, etc. So we are going to cover the content, then moving to examples from easy to medium today. So let's start. Time and work. So complete concept revolves around two questions. How many people are required to finish a piece of work? How much time it takes to finish a piece of work? So let's start with a very basic understanding of the topic. For example, you are given a task to write 9 pages. So you are given a task as writing 9 pages. Okay. So this is your work or task. Let's consider. Now you can finish this particular work in 9 minutes. So writing 9 pages, you are able to finish it in 9 minutes. This is the time you are taking to finish your task. So let us find the efficiency from this work and time. So basically how we can find the efficiency is work by time. That is 9 pages in 9 minutes, right? So 9 pages per 9 minutes. For 9 minutes. So 9 pages by 9 minutes. That's fine. So what is your efficiency? 9 pages by 9 minutes. That is 1 page per minute is your efficiency. Now we'll pull out a formula from this particular scenario. That is 9 pages in 9 minutes, right? Consider this as work. So this is a work, right? Now, so consider this is a work and this is the time you are taking to finish the task. When in the question, if they don't mention specific task or specific work, then we consider one as the work. Okay, just like if they ask you if A can finish a piece of work, that a piece of work we consider it as one. Okay, so let us consider that 9 pages is not given, but they're just mentioning that you can finish a piece of work in 9 minutes. So let us consider this as a piece of work, that is 1. So you can finish the work in 9 minutes. Now in 1 minute, how much work you can finish is 1 by 9. So 1 by 9th part of work you can finish it in a minute, right? So this, let us take this 9 also as n. Then replacing this 9 with n, 1 by n, right? Now so from this we got a formula. So if A can do a piece of work in n days, then A's 1 day's work is equals to 1 by n. Now we got this formula. Just inversing this, if A's 1 day's work is 1 by n, then A can finish the work in n days. So just inversing this one, right? So now let's improve this same example. Now you are taking the help of your friend to finish the task. We already know that you can finish 1 page in 1 minute. In the same way, we consider your friend also can finish 1 page in 1 minute. Okay. So consider you as A and your friend as B. If you both work together, in 1 minute how much work you can finish? So A plus B's 1 minute work. So generally in 1 minute you can write 1 page, and then your friend can finish 1 page. So totally you both can finish 2 pages in 1 minute. Now, so in 1 minute you are able to finish 2 pages. If we want to know how much time you both together are taking to finish 1 page of work, okay? So in 1 minute when you can finish 2 pages, for 1 page how much you can take? 1/2 minutes. In half minute you both can finish 1 page. Now I want to know, for finishing 9 pages, how much time you are taking? Just multiplying both sides with the 9. Now it is 4.5 minutes you are taking to finish 9 pages when you work along with your friend. Now see, when you alone are working, it is taking 9 minutes to finish the task. But when your friend accompanied you to do the same task, you both together are taking 4.5 minutes, right? So as the number of people increases, number of workers or people increases, then automatically it will be inversely proportional to the time, right? So it decreases, obviously. So with the same understanding, if we take the ratio from this, let us take ratio for time taken. So you alone can finish the work in 9 minutes. And even your friend can finish the work in 9 minutes. Now it will be 1:1. So ratio for the time is 1:1 to you and your friend. If we pull out the ratio for efficiency, so you can finish 1 page in 1 minute, and even your friend can finish 1 page in 1 minute. That is still 1:1. Now let's consider that you can finish writing 2 pages in 1 minute. Okay, just 2 pages in 1 minute. Then you will take 4.5 minutes to finish your task, because your efficiency has been doubled. Now you will take 4.5 minutes to finish the task alone. So now, as the efficiency increases, time decreases, right? Efficiency increases, then time decreases. Now consider that your efficiency is 2 page in 1 minute, and your friends is like 1 page in 1 minute only. Now A plus B's 1 minute work is 2 pages plus 1 page, that is 3 pages. In 1 minute you both can finish 3 pages. For 1 page you both are taking 1/3 minutes to finish the 1 page. For 9 pages you will take 1/3 into 9. So 9/3 minutes. That is 3 minutes to finish 9 pages. So now pull out the ratio from this. So ratio for time. You are taking 1 minute to write 2 pages. So for 1 page you will take half minute. Your friend will take for 1 page, he is taking 1 minute. Now how much time you are taking? 1/2 minute and 1 minute. So 1/2 is to 1. Half minute and 1 minute. Now so the ratio for time is 1:2. That is, you can finish the task fastly than your friend. Now pull out a ratio for efficiency. You can finish 2 pages in 1 minute and he can finish 1 page in 1 minute. So number of pages matters. So 2 pages and 1 page. So now it is 2:1. This is the ratio for efficiency. Now if we see, ratio for time and ratio for efficiency are always in an inverse. If ratio for time is 1:2, then efficiency will be 2:1. If the ratio for time is 1:3, then ratio for efficiency will be 3:1, like that. So it always be inversely proportional. Now we cover this formula as well. If A is twice as good as B, then ratio of work done by A and B is 2:1 and ratio of time taken by A and B is 1:2. These three are the basic formulas that we need to know before we go and start solving the problems. Let's move into another example. If A, B and C can do a piece of work in 10, 20, 30 days respectively, then how many days they take to finish a piece of work if they all work together? A can finish a piece of work in 10 days. B can finish a piece of work in 20 days. C can finish a piece of work in 30 days. If A can finish the work in 10 days, if he is working alone, then his 1 day's work will be 1/10. Similarly, B can finish the work in 20 days and his 1 day's work will be 1/20. Similarly, C's 1 day's work will be 1/30. If A plus B plus C's 1 day's work, 1 day's work is equal to 1 day work equals to 1/10 plus 1/20 plus 1/30. 10 into 20 into 30, 20 into 30 plus 10 into 30 plus 10 into 20. 600 plus 300 plus 200. That is 1100 by 6,000. So this is A plus B plus C's 1 day work. That is 11/60. So in how many days they can finish the work? We have a formula, right? If A's 1 day's work is 1/n, then he can finish the work in, he or she can finish the work in n days. Yes, consider that it is one person's work. 1 day work is 1/n. So this is similar to 1/n. Okay. Now these people together can finish the work in n days, that is inversing it, that is 60/11. If A, B and C work together, then they can finish the work in almost near to 5.45 days. From this we'll pull out a formula. Just consider that A can finish the task in m days and B can finish the task in n days and C can finish the task in p days. Okay, so their 1 day's work will be 1/m plus 1/n plus 1/p. That is equals to mnp. So np plus mp plus mn. So now we got the formula, right? So this is their 1 day's work. 1 day's work. So they can finish the work in mnp by np plus mp plus mn. In the same example, I would like to say a hint. A can finish the task in 10 days, B can finish the task in 20 days, C can finish the task in 30 days. So, if A can alone finish the task in 10 days when he is accompanied with B and C, obviously that will be less than 10. So remember, if in options we have anything that is less than 10, that might be an answer. If you have only one option that is less than 10, then blindly you can mark that as an answer. Till now we have covered very basic formulas which are required to cover time and work. We'll discuss few more formulas and tricky problems in next video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and please share your comments if you want us to go deeper in the content or if you want us to solve some more difficult examples.